feel like I really do have to bring the level down with this.
I don't. Didn't qualify because I weren't good enough.
Well, this is true. Wales's dream, sadly, of making it to Euro 2024 came to a crushing end on Tuesday after losing on penalties to Poland in their playoff eliminator. Dave Edwards, part of the Euro 2016 team, joined kickoff last night and said that despite not making it to Germany, this current side is better than the one that reached the semis 8 years ago.
I think Wales has shown that over recent years that if you're good enough, it doesn't matter how old you are, if you're playing at a decent level, then you'll get opportunities. And this is still a really exciting Wales team. When you look at the age or the average age of that squad and the quality they've got in there in good Premier League, good Championship players, I think it's almost, I would possibly say it's stronger than the 2016 squad as a whole. They haven't got the stars in there of Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey. Actually, the depth of the squad, what you've got to come off the bench, I do think is a little bit stronger. And that's why the future is quite bright. I think they've come out of the shadow of 2016 a little bit as of late. And I think these performances have gotten to that point.
All right, so Dave Edwards thinking that this team perhaps was better than that 2016 side. I mean, which probably makes the defeat even more devastating for Wales fans if that's the case. Yeah,
I remember speaking to Dino before the game on air, and I said, some of these players now have got to step up in these two games. And against Poland, it was one of them games where, not much clear-cut chances, but you need Johnson to turn up. You needed a Wilson, a Dan James, a Kiefer Moore. He that hero that Gareth Bale was so many times. He was a difference, Gareth Bale, of Wales winning a big game. And if you look at their group, you should not be losing 4-2 to Armenia at home. You should not be drawing 1-1 with Armenia away. They're the two games that have cost them. And when you've got a group where Turkey are a decent side, Croatia will always be decent, you have to beat the other two teams, guaranteed. Latvia, they did, but you have to win both games against Armenia, and you don't. And look what happens. You have to go through the playoffs. Poland are always going to be a tough team to play against. They're experienced, they're organised. And I had a feeling that Wales wouldn't go through.
Yeah, I suppose what's even more devastating as well is nobody wants to lose on a penalty shootout, but Poland didn't even have a single shot on target in that game in Cardiff. Which
win it though. That's why you're on top in the game. No shot on target from Lewandowski, many of their players. Someone go and be a hero like Gareth Bale would. Go and do Wilson. Can you get on the ball and make something happen? But when I heard Dan James when I seen he was the one going to take it, I knew he was going to miss.
Why?
Because if you watch Dan James as a player, he's got very good attributes, but technically he's not great. And you look at all the other penalties, they were confident, they were smashing them in. You just knew he was going to do the side foot. Even his body shape, he was stood too straight on. And it was just obvious when you're that straight on, you're going to go to your left, keeper's right.
Yeah.
None of the other penalties were like that. They didn't make it that obvious. And they smashed them with I'm going to leave everything on it. He was the sort of Gareth Southgate sort of penalty from 96. Side foot, nervous. He's not great technically. I just knew he was going to miss, and I think he knew in his mind. You could tell. Some players just don't want taking a penalty. I think he's one of them.
Well, he's got to pick himself up, as have the rest of the Wales squad, obviously, after that playoff heartbreak.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.